Good late Thursday evening. I am certified meteorologist Nick Kelly. Doug Hetty has the night off once again for this November 29th of 2018. We had another quiet day overall. Don't believe me or didn't get the chance to see how it looked outside. Here's how we looked from Indigo Sky Casino just outside of Seneca, Missouri. What we see overlooking the outskirts of Seneca pretty much told the tale about how the rest of the area fared today. Even though we had quite a bit of cloud cover, that didn't stop us from warming up after quite a cold start this morning. So what are we going to keep an eye on as we head throughout the next several days? Well, in the short term, we're definitely going to focus on our potential for strong, possibly severe thunderstorms as we venture into your Friday evening and Friday night. After a bit of a break over the weekend, we'll have some possible rain and snow chances paying us a visit for Monday and Tuesday. And then overall, next week, it's going to be another taste of winter early still. As below normal temperatures look to return, we'll be talking about highs in the 30s and 40s by the time most of next week gets underway. For the time being, 7th and Rangeline looking off to the west along 7th Street, looking quiet on this Thursday night, despite cloud cover still hanging tough. Below 37 this morning, again the cold start, but a nice rebound to 64 degrees this afternoon. Just shy of the record of 72 set back, goodness, so about 4 years ago. Believe it or not. Wow. Even I'm taken aback a little by that. But we were definitely above normal today. Normally we should be topping out at 52, but at the very least we didn't start at 32. We can hold off on that for at least a little while longer. 45 in Joplin just before we hit the top of the 11 o'clock hour. Calm breeze, but notice the humidity peaking at 90%. I would not be surprised if the city of Joplin had to deal with a little patchy fog as we venture into the overnight. Everybody had an impressive warm-up. We all started cold in the 30s and close to 40, but the closer you were to Lamar, Pittsburgh, Joplin, and definitely northeastern Oklahoma, you made it well into the 60s this afternoon. And even the outlying areas in the 50s, not bad considering it is late November after all. But since the sun has set, we have seen temperatures drop back a bit, still holding on to the mid-40s overall in most locations as we get the overnight hours underway. Despite that, the Skywatch Storm Tracker, even though it has quite a bit of cloud cover still streaming in from the west, with some pockets of clearing that could result in some patchy dense fog in some spots tonight. But we're still quiet in terms of rain, wintry weather, or thunderstorms on the Skywatch Storm Tracker. But we need to broaden our view out because even though our next system is going to really kick in from the west, it's going to be a change that we'll definitely notice as we venture into Friday evening. This upper low sitting in the western U.S., particularly over the state of Nevada, that is going to allow the surface cold front to come into play. For the time being, throughout most of the day, it's been sitting in the western U.S., resulting in quite a bit of rain, and then switching over to higher elevation snow in the western parts of the U.S. What's going to happen as we go throughout the day tomorrow? We're going to take this front out to the west. It's going to slide to the east, and it's going to meet up with our front that's on top of us now, stalled out in front of us, really. That is going to work together to really get our rain chances into high gear, especially as we head into Friday evening and for a portion of the overnight as we head into Saturday. So let's break down your forecast. We keep things quiet for tonight, but I do anticipate mostly cloudy skies sticking with us, and where the humidity is peaking at its highest as we go throughout the course of the night in some spots, can't rule out some patchy dense fog, especially closer to Table Rock Lake. So we need to keep that in mind as we get our Friday morning commute underway. Despite that, once we burn off any possible morning fog, we'll just be mostly cloudy and quiet for the day. And even with that, we'll have the wind in place to keep temperatures pretty mild by the time the afternoon is all said and done. We'll start at 45 in the morning, 55 by lunchtime. We'll have afternoon highs topping out right around 60 degrees. And we're going to hold primarily near 60 as we venture into the evening, despite our rain chances picking up. When can we expect that to happen around here? Quick jog to 6, 7 o'clock as that system comes ever closer with more moisture and lift and some instability to work with. We will see this result in severe thunderstorms getting underway in central and southeastern parts of Arkansas. For us, we'll see some scattered rain and thunderstorms get going by 6 or 7 o'clock here, and then we could ramp these up a little bit in terms of intensity as soon as we hit 10 o'clock and venturing into the early overnight. Here's 2 a.m. going into Saturday morning, and then most of the action will be out here certainly by the time we get Saturday morning underway. So what can we expect in terms of a severe threat? It is possible with this setup So far, though, I'm seeing the better shot for severe weather and even an elevated severe threat just south of the area. It clips, let's say Fort Smith and almost to Fayetteville, but you see how the bullseye of the severe weather for tomorrow evening mainly confined to the Arklatex, south and east of Tulsa, south and east of Oklahoma City near Shreveport, Texarkana, and then clipping northern parts of Louisiana, close to Shreveport and Monroe, Louisiana. For us, you see this low risk hot clipping parts of our southern counties. That does include areas along and south of Interstate 44, especially as you were closer to Grand Lake and Table Rock Lake. With that said, we all have a shot for some strong and some possible severe thunderstorms, mainly between 6 o'clock Friday evening until 2 o'clock Saturday morning. I think our biggest threats will be large hail, high wind, and some heavy rain. For now, I'm keeping the tornado threat low. I think that better tornado threat stays just to the south of us. But of course, it is something we will continue to keep an eye on as we venture into your Friday evening. Once we get past the thunderstorm chances, we'll start with early high Saturday around 60. Then on the backside of the system, if I can say that correctly, we could see a few random showers Saturday afternoon, but the overall trend will be dropping temperatures through the 50s throughout the course of Saturday afternoon. Then it gets a little more interesting again going into the rest of the 7-day forecast. We drop to 35 Sunday morning, peak in the mid-40s. Then we'll have to watch and see how an early system by Monday and Tuesday comes together. If it can, we could see potentially a rain-snow mix going into Monday with highs barely getting close to 40 degrees. Then we're just going to stay cold throughout much next week. 36 with some snow flurries on Tuesday, 39 quiet Wednesday, maybe another system to watch as we head into late next week. Have a good night. Have a great Friday.